4 years na po NCIP, and lumapit na po sila sa inyo, NCIP. Wala pa rin po nangyayari after 4 years. Tell me something, Madam Chair, na you're doing something. Kasi kung hindi po, nakatingin po ako sa budget ninyo, baka matapyasan ko itong budget mo at maibigay ko sa AIX, maibigay ko sa SLP, wag mo akong pilitin. So tell me, anong concrete action or plan man lang, or meron ka bang planong habulin itong kumpanya na ito na City Nickel Mining na pag-aari ng isang congresswoman? Are you going to do that?
Your Honor, one is nag-meeting. Bumaba na kami sa field, nag-meeting kami with the NGB to make sure that the company gives what's due to the community. Nagkaroon na ng concrete action ng notice of violation in terms of the royalty fee that the communities should be getting. Second, natulungan po namin, sir, yung community na masettle yung boundary conflict kasi yun yung concerns raised by the proponent. So, meron ng agreement ang mga community na magkaisa para magkaroon sila ng para ma-release yung royalty. And third, natulungan din natin yung community, sir, to have their community resource management development plan.
Madam Chair, it's not the royalty. I am asking you, iba ho yata yung pinag-uusapan ninyo, si binabanggit sa akin. Farmers po ito na Tagbanwa, native po ng Palawan. Isa sa mga native sa Palawan, 4 million na nadami sa crops nila noong 2021, ayaw bayaran ni Congresswoman Tanchay ng City Nickel. Ngayon, kung natatakot po kayo, sabihin niyo po sa akin, para ako po pupunta doon, gagawin ko yung trabaho niyo, kakausapin ko si Congresswoman Tanchay na bayaran. No? Can you do that? Can you talk to this lady, to this Congresswoman, and ask her, demand from her to pay na po itong 4 million lang naman para sa mga Tagbanwa na farmers? Can you do that, ma'am? Or you cannot, you're afraid?
Your Honor, we will do that. We will raise it in the ECC because we have a portion or a space there to discuss thoroughly about the concerns of this hindi nababayaran. Your Honor, we will do that, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will follow up po na after 1 week ho yung sinasabi niyo. 4 years na po kasi ito. 4 million lamang po. Hindi pa mabayad-bayaran. Yung mga magsasaka na Tagbanwa na native po ng Nara, Palawan, at ang laki-laki ng company na ito, City Nickel, owned by Congresswoman Tanchay. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I request the chairperson, maybe later we can have a discussion if you are having any difficulties in providing the assistance, no, for the IPs. Kasi my understanding is that's your mandate to provide legal assistance. I don't think you have quasi-judicial powers. You cannot naman be the one to adjudicate, no? But if there's any limitations in the powers that you have based on your experience, then that's something you can bring to our attention para ma-assist din kayo in your assisting our IPs.
Thank you, Your Honor, Madam Chair. Actually, that's what we're putting forth here. While we are aware of the problems that the communities are facing, tama po yun that we'll request assistance in terms of yung issues between yung nawala yung power ng NCIP because of the Unduran case, isa po yun. And in response to the good Senator Erwin Tulfo kung ano yung action na gawa, actually during my time, I already issued a cease and desist order to a company that at that time refused to give the royalty fee to the community, but it's quite unfortunate that although what we're doing is coordinate with the local government unit as well as the NGB to help us enforce na yung cease and desist order kasi wala talaga sa NCIP yun. But ang maganda rin na nagagawa ng NCIP ngayon, Your Honor, that's the reason why we're appealing for an increase in our budget is to capacitate yung 5,000 indigenous people's mandatory representatives na sila po yung selected na voice of the communities in all the local government units. So we're looking forward that they will be the ones to assist, especially for conflicts in the areas. Sila po yung tutulong for the socio-economic programs, just like what we were listening to the programs of the DSWD. And the third is to capacitate the communities in the field para, let's say, kung meron mga investors that enter their areas, they can help us monitor yung MOU, Memorandum of Agreements and Memorandum of Understanding, so that the agreements that were in the, especially like royalty fees and other programs that the investors had done with the company, sila po yung tutulong. Because, well, NCIP is also has limited, we have only 1,500 nationwide, limited po yung employees namin. And in fact, nakat nga, in a way, we have, last year, our MOOE was minimal, nakat talaga yun. We don't have transportation, even office equipments, these were all cut. So we closely coordinate with the government agencies, and we are there. We really intend to help the communities po. So that's what we're appealing. One, capacity building for our indigenous people's mandatory representatives. Then hopefully additional funds to expand and capacitate our AYAP, no, Educational Assistance Program, and of course to establish more more offices in other service centers. Thank you po, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll just put this on record, no, because you mentioned the underrun case. And the doctrine here is the court maintains that the jurisdiction of the NCIP under Section 66 of the IPRA is limited to claims and disputes involving rights of IPs where both parties belong to the same ICC or IP group. But if such claim and dispute arise between or among parties who do not belong to the same ICC IP group, the proper regular court shall have jurisdiction. So that's what Senator Gatchalian and I were trying to understand, no? I don't have any deep I don't have personal knowledge of this case that was being brought to your attention, but I think we're all one in wanting that the rights of the IPs are protected and wanting to understand hanggang saan ba yung kaya niyong itulong. At kung may limitation nga, which is what my first question was, are you limited in your ability to assist them? Tell us. So if there's something we can do by way of amending the law, or in the case that you now mentioned, capacity building, ang laking bagay nun. I don't know the amount. Do you know it off the top of your head? Because it might be something that then we can easily do, because if we can try to solve the problem before it happens, then that's good for all of us. No? And that's what I think you're also trying to do. But of course, Senator Tulfo is also concerned with yung nakikita niyang abusive behavior na these IPs are subjected to, and so syempre nagpupush tayo na ano pang magagawa natin para ma-resolve yun, at aping-aping nga naman sila sa ganito. But you cannot solve it for them in the sense of you're not a court of justice in this case, but I guess the legal assistance is what we're trying to find out, na kayo yung tutulong na ano rights mo, saan tayo pupunta, ano yung next step natin. Or my question is, can you actually represent them and bargain or negotiate with the third parties who owe them something, parang ganon. Anyway, we've put in a lot of time on this. We can look into this further. I think on my end, it's enough that I know that there are things that we can do legislative wise and budget wise.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, on about the policy, we will closely coordinate with your office, Your Honor, to provide discussions related to this kasi it involves further research and discussion. No? And the second, what is a very sa amin sa NCIP, especially for the indigenous peoples, yung hinihiling po namin is actually around 400 million. Kasi we propose 2.2 million, we have 2 billion, 2.2 billion, kaya lang 1.8 po ang nasa net. But the 400 million is to really capacitate the IPMRs. And then the second is to further use the customary laws and the indigenous knowledge systems and practices para matulungan pa rin yung communities to cope with what's happening. So yun po, Your Honor. Thank you po.
Thank you. That's well taken. Thank you very much. So we'll give the floor now to the chairman of the Committee on Finance. I leave in his good hands. I just have to step out quickly to another meeting right across. I'll be back before 3. Galingan yung pagsagot niyo para matapos tayong before 3. Otherwise, babalik tayong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I'll go to, actually, Senator Erwin Tulfo opened this also. To the Juvenile Justice Welfare Commission, wala kaming nakitang budget for Bahay Pag-asa. And the last budget that was included for Bahay Pag-asa is 2024 to a tune of 100 million. But after that, there were no more appropriation. And just to give you an idea, because this is a hot topic here in the Senate. As alam ni Senator Tulfo, in fact, both of us interpolated on that topic. And without expanding the number of Bahay Pag-asa in the Philippines, we will not see the full potential of this law. And it's been years since we implemented this law. So, pag hindi natin susuportahan ng Bahay Pag-asa, yung clamor to amend the law to lower the age of lower the minimum age of criminal liability will definitely be louder, no? But we don't have any budget for Bahay Pag-asa. But I heard the secretary that he will reallocate the 5 billion worth in the IT to build Bahay Pag-asa. But that's a very important facility that we need to expand in our country. No?
Mr. Chair, let me just clarify. Yung sa IT na reallocate namin is to repair and maintain the existing CRCFs or residential care facility. On a separate discussion with a while ago, nung nabanggit ni Senator Tulfo yung pinagsasama kasi yung victims at saka yung perpetrators even for another case. The source of that is one, the lack of care facilities, especially for these type of cases na paghiwalayin sila. That's why I mentioned na we are asking an additional 700 million with the list that includes the creation of more rehabilitation center for girls, more rehabilitation center for boys, care facility for ex-child combatants, pati in agri-camp, which is essential in the juvenile justice law. Now, if I may answer briefly yung question mo nyo, and si ED Tish can jump in. In the juvenile justice law, it's the LGUs that will have to build Bahay Pag-asas. JJWC comes into the picture on technical assistance and other MOOE items. For instance, in Kawayan, Isabela, they have one of the better Bahay Pag-asas, and I went there. Ang nakukuha nila sa JJWC would be equipment, like TVs, other support equipment, pero hindi yung pagtatayo. That's why for the past how many years, wala naman hong provision for the creation of more Bahay Pag-asa because the law envisioned it to be the LGUs building it. But as I mentioned a while ago, if we keep on going back to the default that it's the LGU, wala hong mangyayari. That's why we're proposing that baka this time around, we're asking to augment our budget, whether us or JGWC, we will submit a list for the creation of at least 5 regional Bahay Pag-asas. let's just do regional muna. If we can't do per LGU, kahit regional Bahay Pag-asa as a get-go, then we grow it from there. ED Trish, unless she has any other statement she wants to make.
We can do a counterparting program since I do agree that LGU should put up, but we cannot wait for the LGUs forever. We don't, not all LGUs are responsive to this law. So to incentivize them to put up Bahay Pag-asa, maybe we can do counterpart, let's say 50-50, or we'll give you the equipment as long as you put the facility. The main point there is we need to expand.
Yes.